Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I would like to introduce our Chief Development Officer from Budapest Airport, Mr. René Dröse, who wanted to be here, but unfortunately he couldn't make it today. But he prepared a video presentation about his messages to the market, what we will show on the screen. As an introduction, maybe some words that in the last 2 years, as Christoph Graso mentioned, there were several challenges on the global and the regional market as well. The COVID-19 situation, now this very tragic war situation in our neighborhood. It also caused many new challenges for the market. And Mr. Dröse will talk now a bit how an airport should act in this new situation and what is the role of an airport in this development on the stage. And I would like to also make a reference, because Christoph mentioned maybe the last years, I don't know, the thinking in Hungary changed related to the European Union. I can share my view that nothing changed. I love to be member of the European community, and this will never change in Hungary. So thank you. We will show the video from Mr. René Dröse.
Good morning to Vienna. My name is René Dröse. I'm the Chief Development Officer of Budapest Airport. Welcome to the World of Freight Summit, or maybe, related to my presentation, World of Aviation. Today I would like to highlight the aviation and especially the airport's role and the circumstances and difficulties airports facing right now. Unfortunately, I cannot join today in Vienna in person. Therefore, we decided to record my presentation via video and display on stage. So let me highlight some key elements of airports as part of the aviation industry. And I think I can say the aviation industry and the logistics industry, so let's say the audience here, we are, on one hand, we are under pressure. And we are facing right now very similar issues. Let me start with the effects on COVID-19. So we all know 2020, COVID started. We do hope COVID is now, let's say, somehow covered in a way. Traveling is again possible, borders are open, and especially our passengers, they enjoy flying. I can tell you, in terms of Budapest Airport, 2019, so in the year 2019, we had more than 16 million passengers. In 2022, we expect now some 12 million passengers. So we are somewhere around 70% of the pre-corona numbers. And what I know from all the other European airports and also airports worldwide, it's more or less the same case. So some 70% recovery rate in 2022, and the full recovery, so meaning turning back to the 2019 numbers, is expected for 2024, maybe 25. I think in terms of manpower, we are facing the same problem. So in logistics, but also in the aviation world. Aviation world means, in my eyes, it's not only the airport and the airport organization, the airport operator managing the airport, but also our business partners, like our ground handling companies serving our passengers, but also our cargo business, but also our business partners in terms of, so inside the terminal, our retail partners, food and beverage operators, we're all facing the same problem, manpower, not getting sufficient manpower on board. Here, airports, or let's say the aviation industry, and I guess the same applies for the logistic industry, we need to become better. It's a matter of better working conditions, it's a matter of better salary levels, it's a matter of better, let's say, career path, which is important to get more people, new people on board. The war in Ukraine is certainly a nightmare, and this also impacts the aviation industry and certainly also the logistics industry. I think there's no need on my side to repeat all the impacts. We all hope this nightmare will soon stop and we return back to a much better and peaceful situation. But you also know it impacts the operating costs. Take kerosene costs, jet fuel prices. So all these impacts we are facing right now, again, not only in the aviation industry, but also in the logistics industry. So what does it mean? We need to work together. We need to work together in order to overcome the situation. And I'm always saying to my family, in 2020 we started with Corona. We have now the war in Ukraine. I'm always saying what's coming next. So hopefully something better. We need to act together. You can see this here on the slide, collaboration. And what's the role of the airport? In our case, in my case, what's the role of Budapest Airport? Flexibility is important as well. But again, coming back to the role of Budapest Airport and how we try to overcome a present crisis, a present situation, difficult situation. I can tell you with my team or also with my colleagues, with my exec colleagues, we are trying to collaborate in a way with our, for example, with our handling partners, with our business partners, work together and try to overcome the situation, the crisis situation right now. For example, in 2020, 2021, when Corona kicked in. So what does it mean? We need to act together. Collaboration. And you all know, especially in the aviation industry, but also in the logistics industry, it's a market with so many players and stakeholders, domestic, regional, international. We need to act and work together horizontal and vertical. This is key in our industry to overcome the present crisis. What's the role of the airport? I mean, we as Budapest Airport, we understand our role as a landlord and we try to provide the best business environment for our business partners. Because if our business partners, or as long as our business partners can operate in a proper way with proper infrastructure, with proper facilities and in a proper business environment, they can make business. And at the end of the day, it would also our benefit. But I have some further slides later to explain you how we convert Budapest Airport from an airport in 2007 under privatization to a fully 100% privatized airport. The last point is flexibility. And I think flexibility is key. We need to give up old models, old rules, old positions. We need to be more flexible in terms of contractual frameworks. We need to be more flexible how to work together and also give up, again, positions from the past. Because we have one common goal. We would like to achieve a better future. We would like to achieve a better infrastructure, for example, for airports, for passengers, for cargo, for the logistics industry. And that's the main goal on our side. Let me share with you some focus points as part of the Budapest Airport strategy. Sustainability, the environment protection, green energies. These are the key elements in the development of Budapest Airport, especially the development of the infrastructure. And since I'm in charge for the development of additional infrastructure at Budapest Airport, you can imagine all these elements are key for my daily work. The buzzword is also mobility. Mobility on the air side, not only, but also on the land side. So how to connect passengers, but how to connect for example, the logistics industry to the airport in a clever, intelligent solution. I mentioned already at the beginning our HR management, so getting sufficient manpower on board. We have to become an attractive employer, an attractive workplace for young, talented people joining us, but also well-experienced people. We are more than welcome to join Budapest Airport. With the capacity management, I think I can explain to you the challenging environment. On one hand, it is the duty of an airport, and again, in terms of Budapest Airport, it's my duty to provide always sufficient capacities for passengers and also for cargo. But providing additional capacity, so infrastructure, takes some 2-3 years from the first idea, from the planning, obtaining the permit, doing the construction and handover. Means I need to provide sufficient financial funds, I need to organize the permits, but at the same time I'm running, or airports, not only myself, but airports running the risk if the traffic, the volume is still coming, is still on. I mean, COVID is now the best example where around the world plenty of all airports were empty, so terminals were closed. I mean, luckily, in terms of cargo, especially at Budapest Airport, it was different. You will see later the numbers. So therefore, a clever, intelligent capacity management, capacity development is key. It means also how to utilize best the resources. So this is again one element to emphasize the difficulty or the challenging environment we're working, especially in the airport industry. Here you can see the Budapest Airport master plan, or let's say more precise, the airport area. It's in total 1,600 hectares. It's a kind of textbook layout with 2 runways and a terminal in the middle, so Terminal 2. We, so a private consortium, bought the airport in 2007 from the Hungarian government. Means the airport is by now 100% under private ownership. And we are in charge to further develop the airport. And we have done already in the past several developments in terms of passenger development, in terms of cargo development. And here on this slide you can see a bit more in detail how we would like to develop the cargo business at Budapest Airport. We have, for example, separated the freighter and belly cargo business from the integrators. So the integrators like DHL, Federal Express, UPS, all of them are our customers. So they are serving Budapest Airport. And since the business on their side is a bit different compared to the classical freighter and belly cargo business, we have allocated a complete different location for them, which is, let's say, away from the Bud Cargo City. The Bud Cargo City is the latest and newest development in the area of Budapest Airport. In 2019, we could celebrate the opening of Bud Cargo City, and I can tell you by now the facility is completely 100% leased, and the cargo volumes we experience right now, we are still double-digit. With this slide, I would like to give you a glimpse about the different type of developments at an airport. You can see on the left-hand side, and with the previous slide I've explained to you already, Bud Cargo City. So a development of warehouse, offices, maneuvering area, cargo apron space, dedicated for the cargo community. And again, it's going fantastic. And I can tell you we are going to expand. But besides cargo, certainly we have also the duty to provide sufficient facilities for passengers. So our Pier 1 project, a brand new facility we have done in less than 1 year. Or baggage sorting, a baggage sorting hall. This is a bit hidden from the normal traffic, from the passenger traffic. This is something you don't see. But equally important to have sufficient infrastructure like a baggage sorting facility available to ensure a smooth operation of the airport. A main gate, a road access, so the classical necessary infrastructure, road infrastructure, utility provision is certainly key as well. Bud Cargo City is a perfect example to explain the challenging environment. This project was already planned in 2008-2009, but then the financial crisis hit Budapest Airport as well. So therefore, at that time, we decided to postpone the project. Some years later, we planned to start the project again, but then our national carrier, so the Hungarian carrier Malev, went bankrupt. So we had completely different problems at that time, you can imagine. So therefore, again, we decided to postpone the project. Finally, in 2016, 2017, we decided let's start this project. And again, opening 2019, you can see here on the slides, it's a brand new facility, 100% leased. We have 2 handling companies, Chalabi and Menzies, operating the facilities. But also we have forwarders in the forwarder building. And again, it's completely leased. There's a high demand. The demand is so high, we're going to expand the facility. So the cargo handling building, we are going to expand by some 6,000 square meter and an additional apron space to accommodate 2 additional cargo aircrafts up to 747 size. But for further details, please talk to my colleagues. So the team of Budapest Airport Cargo is present here as well, and with our own stand. So they are happy to share with you more details about the developments at Budapest Airport, especially in terms of our cargo developments. And I can highly recommend to pass by, especially starting from the afternoon, there's a wine tasting. There's a wine tasting Hungarian wines. And I'm working now in Hungary for 15 years. And I can tell you the Hungarian wine is fantastic. So therefore, again, apologize for not being with you today in Vienna. Hopefully next time I can make it. Thank you very much to the organizers. Well done. And hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.